Your Excellency, the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy and Vice President of the European Commission, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Your Excellency, Madam, to the Maldives so soon after my visit to Brussels. And thank you very much for accepting my invitation and to gracing these islands of ours. Your visit undoubtedly marks an important milestone in our long-standing bilateral relationship. Your visit, Madam, is the highest level visit by the leadership of the European Union to the Maldives to date. It is reflective of the renewed vigor in our enduring partnership. Your commitment and support to revive democracy in the Maldives has given hope to Maldivians. It has been a source of inspiration in our journey towards good governance and democratic consolidation. For the last 3 decades, the European Union has been an integral partner in the development story of the Maldives. We continue to cooperate and share views on issues of mutual interest, both bilaterally and in the global sphere. The government is committed to expanding this partnership. This morning, we had the pleasure of discussing a number of areas of cooperation, including climate change and environmental protection, democratic consolidation, good governance, promoting trade and investment.
Very warm welcome today for excellent discussions we've had. First of all, we started having excellent discussions during your visit in June to Brussels, and I've also had excellent meetings earlier today with the President, with yourself, with the Minister of Defense and National Security, and just now I had the special honor of addressing the Parliament at the invitation of the Speaker. In all my meetings there has been a common thread: how to further strengthen, how to deepen our bilateral relations for the benefit of our citizens both in Europe and in the Maldives, and also how to address together regional and global issues on which we share the same concerns or the same perspectives. My visit reflects the intensification of our relations, especially since the Maldives renewed its commitment to consolidate democracy. We attach enormously importance to your commitment to ensure good governance, to strengthen the rule of law, following the election in September last year. The European Union reacted to these positive developments last June by lifting the framework for restrictive measures against the Maldives that we had introduced the previous year. So today, with this visit, I want to reconfirm the opening of a new chapter in our relationship. The European Union fully supports further strengthening the Maldives as an inclusive, resilient democracy with independent institutions. We know that the journey is not easy. We know that there might sometimes be setbacks, but as the European Union, you can count on our full commitment. Signed, as the Minister mentioned, a €5 million agreement in June, and the European Investment Bank signed a €45 million loan to assist renewable energy projects just a few weeks ago. Sustainable modernization and development, including to mitigate the impact of climate change, is at the heart of our work to better connect Europe and Asia. This can be done through transport links, through energy networks, through digital networks, but also to people connections. And we would like to work more closely with the Maldives on this initiative to identify areas where we can work together to develop our bilateral connections, all the time considering the environmental, economic, social, and fiscal sustainability of such projects, which we have found in Europe to be a winning formula. We discussed today also the government's strong anti-corruption and good governance agenda, to which the European Union has been providing ongoing support already, but we have discussed also the possibility of doing more together in this field. We also want to further strengthen economic relations with the Maldives, as the Minister mentioned, and I am pleased that a business roundtable will be organized in the coming months. The states of the European Union. But as I mentioned, well, first of all, the Maldives and the European Union as such have now gone to a level of partnership that was not there before. So I can say we have opened a new chapter of increased partnership. And to my knowledge, but again, this is more for you to comment, but to my knowledge, also bilaterally between the Maldives and single member states, relations are good. I do not see problems arising. So the message I was saying, this is one of the easiest visits I do apart from the logistics of getting to such a faraway place. But in terms of content of the visit, this is one of the probably most positive and easiest visits of my mandate, because I bring a positive message, I receive encouraging messages, and we plan for future cooperation to be strengthened. So we don't have negative files on our desk, and this is quite unique in the times of today, so I'm also grateful for that. You know, we often focus on conflicts and crises, but whenever we see positive developments, we also have the responsibility and the duty to support them, and this is definitely one case of that kind. So, all good. Thank you.
I would like to ask you about when political decisions are being made at the European Parliament, it's very easy that, and we simply can see everything out there. But when it comes to trade, there's a barrier. Actually, with the ceiling, with the quota, and many other things. Here in Maldives, we have a very little to export in Maldives. Only the fish, and the rest is services that we provide to Europeans here, and it's only a fraction of European community. But for us Maldivians, it's fish that needs to export to the European countries. How much possibility is there to discuss about giving the Maldives an opportunity to open European markets for the Maldivian fish?
First of all, I wouldn't say that you have little to export. Obviously, in global terms, the size of your country and of your economy is relative, but I was looking at the numbers, in preparing this visit, I was looking at the numbers of our trade. In fact, the European Union is the Maldives' main export destination. And the European Union already today absorbs over 38% of all Maldivian exports in the world. So the trade we have corresponds to more or less more than 80 million euros per year, which is quite significant numbers in absolute terms. So I wouldn't diminish the relevance of the trade we have already today, also because these trends are increasing. In the last year, trade between us increased by 7% compared to the previous year. So the trend is positive. I know that there is an issue about fisheries. This is linked, as I mentioned, to the respect of WTO rules. The European Union cannot unilaterally grant a preferential tariff to the Maldives. The way that, as I mentioned, the Minister and I, the President and I discussed today, would be to consider, both on the Maldivian side and on the European Union side, the decision to start negotiations for a free trade agreement between the Maldives and the European Union. This is an avenue that we can explore. That would create the conditions for tariffs to obviously for this issue to be solved. When it comes to our trade policies, let me tell you, they are the most transparent of the world. Public acts are there. Our parliament, which also has public documents, has access to everything. And the point is that we are not in negotiations of a trade agreement. We have not even yet discussed to decide to enter bilateral negotiations for a free trade agreement bilaterally. Thank you.
Argument mi fenigen dani media hang hardu gaganta hang hardu swanding European Union European ittihada dibirajya gulumen neti dia duwasta bekar wegen dia tan adi kiriya argument Europe ge ittihada argument na ekoga bifari ge gulunto ge maseketta mi feshuni June mahge fahokol argument Brussels kuri daturuga mi maswer kama be waakta fashagen kuriyam migendani irad kurabiya algun me mikoromun genda masaketta hoga miyaduga sarkara kamyab libene Europe ittihad demme tibefuna algun men high representative wakful engwadanno egota barak bodak rajya fahiwa gota Vishnupurta gengulban ehembima mi veetwediya tanuga dive rajya rayutuna liben hor faadata hodu men neti bekar kollevun kamge hiti natija ya eku algun men mi sarkaru migendani fursatan hodum ga masakke irad kurabiya masakketa kamyab genda barbara shukriya